NANI?!
Alright everyone, calm down, spicy memes aside, let's be serious for a second. It isn't like I did not bring this topic up time and time again in the live streams or in the videos. I wanted to address this issue in the Boruto manga for months, but since Kishimoto and Ikemoto, the people behind Naruto, are admitting it themselves, I guess I can finally confirm his feelings and talk about it. So I have mentioned before that it's jarring when reading the Boruto manga when a couple of pages pop up of Sarada kind of being promiscuous and it fell out of place. I mean, I already told you how Sarada in the manga and anime have slight differences. Sarada is portrayed sexy in the manga whilst in the anime it's different. And I knew for a fact that as a community most of us kind of followed the same mindset when it came to this issue, and I always had my suspicions that maybe Kishimoto or Ikemoto might feel the same way. I mean, you know how you think you know someone but haven't actually met them yet, where you know everything about their biography, their wife, their kids, their location, their favorite movies, their favorite food and stuff. Wait, I think I just described a stalker. But you get what I mean. There has been information and news regarding Boruto the anime and manga, so let me dive in balls deep style and explain what's going on. Recently there was an interview with Ikemoto, and for those of you who do not know who he is, Ikemoto was the assistant to Kishimoto and helped him draw Naruto for 15 years. Kishimoto was essentially his sensei type figure. Kishimoto as a result decided when Boruto was confirmed as an anime and manga, he hired Ikemoto to take over and be the illustrator for the show. Ikemoto designs the characters and draws the manga. Ikemoto, Kishimoto and Ukyou Kodachi are basically the three major heads dealing with Boruto. Now, in this interview with Luca Comics, Ikemoto explains how Kishimoto gave him complete freedom regarding the character designs, but he admits that, perhaps in the case of some characters, in my opinion, I exaggerated a bit too much. With Sarada for example, I took so many liberties. However, in another translation of the press conference that happened too, whether or not which source you choose to believe, it is also stated since Kishimoto allowed Ikemoto to have complete freedom, this is why we see characters in the manga have some softer strokes and are slightly different regarding their details in comparison. It then states that Kishimoto pointed out to Ikemoto that he let himself go a little bit too much, especially when it came to Sarada's design. Now, judging from the community comments, I mean 1800 of you wrote something, and I'd say 8 out of 10 of you saw this problem as well and saw Sarada as a 12-year-old and she shouldn't be acting the way she is in the manga. I mean, honestly, when you see pages of Sarada doing back-breaking poses, also saying if a guy is her type, biting her glasses like she want that D while she's talking, and you know, generally being used as a fan service with miniskirts and her panties.
What do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
This is their plan, people. These are demons.
So another thing that has been confirmed that I have pretty much talked about a lot on this channel, you know how we all see these drastic similarities between Boruto and Naruto Part 1. Sometimes the choreography is even the same with the animation, and generally we can easily see the parallels between the two. I mean, this is literally called Boruto Naruto Next Generation, so you obviously are allowed to compare the two. Ikemoto essentially confirms this and says Boruto is more inspired by Naruto Part 1 and less by Part 2. Now, if you watch my reviews or our videos of the past, we always tend to mention real life and relate the anime to issues of today's society, or give a lot of introspective context as to what the meanings of things. You guys love that when we do that analysis, right? And again, I don't want to sound like I'm always right and I'm this guy, I'm this big boss guy. I don't want to give off an arrogant vibe because I never want to be put on a pedestal, right? But it turns out that, you know, we can make mistakes and we're human, but it turns out that we're right. Our analysis we cover about Boruto is correct. According to Ikemoto, Boruto addresses many issues in today's society. Now, in his own words, he said, "The issues addressed in the manga are different and reflect, in my opinion, the young people of today. The use and right or wrong use of technology through the path of Boruto and his relationship with the new ninja tool Kureta Katasuke. This reflects the way in which today the very young audience approach the new avant-garde represented by progress. And then there is the relationship with parents. Unlike Naruto, who is a story focused on loneliness and how to overcome it, Boruto is a story focused on how to shake off the inheritance and the presence of one's own family." Also, you are probably wondering why I have been saying in the reviews lately that Boruto anime is canon. Well, the news that came out might be disappointing to you depending on your stance and interpretation. Kishimoto is still heavily involved with the anime by defining every concept and initial idea. He is also supervising Kodachi and Ikemoto's work on the manga and anime. So according to Mr. Taguchi, who is Ikemoto's editor, Ukyou Kodachi, the writer of the Boruto manga, is responsible for the screenplay of the anime. The Boruto anime has 6 or 7 screenwriters, and all of which are supervised by Ukyou Kodachi. They create alternative stories for the anime and they submit them to Kodachi, and if there are strong scenes that tend to happen that could dramatically change the characterization of the characters, for example, if Boruto had to kill someone, Kodachi comes in to play and he monitors everything and he approves or disapproves of it. So this proves that anime is canon. There is also some sad news, and I mean, when I heard this, oh my god, it's kind of obvious we won't see the manga be adapted for quite a while. Ikemoto stated that he prefers the manga to be monthly rather than weekly, boy! This is because he spent 15 years with Kishimoto drawing Naruto weekly, which had a completely different roadmap and operations. He would like to see Boruto to be monthly because it allows him to work more calmly and express himself. And I mean, come on, man, we need to buy weekly at least. By the look of things, we get 12 Boruto chapters a year, although one chapter is 40 pages, so it's technically 2 normal weekly chapters. But come on, dog! So if we break things down, we get 24 normal Boruto chapters a year. That is nowhere near enough content for the anime to not catch up really fast. And guess what they decided to do because of that? Just guess. And don't rage, guys, when you hear about this, but in order to prevent the anime to overtake the manga, the anime adds story parallel to the manga. The anime and manga follow the same path until they intersect into the same point. What this means is, and this is in their own words, the anime and manga are placed essentially on 2 different versions of the same story, just like the Dragon Ball Super manga and anime, right? They develop differently to reach the same narrative junction. Usually manga and anime travel along the same line. Usually the manga is done first and then is transposed into the anime, but in this case manga and anime are 2 distinct blocks, but in order not to overlap they choose to follow a different path and they intersect in the same point in the final of all of it, obviously after our creative and editorial control. Now in my head I was thinking, why are they doing this? Why has this happened? And then it hit me, fam.
Here comes the money.
Here we go, money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money,
Dollar, 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 dollar.
The Boruto anime is top 5 in Japan right now, and then them making more content and episodes before the manga is even fleshed out, it just keeps the franchise going. I mean, there is no rush. This is obviously really disappointing to me, and I really was expecting the manga to be adapted pretty soon, but I don't think it's happening. It looks like the Boruto anime and manga are telling the same story but different versions, and just look at the anime version of the Momoshiki arc, there are significant differences and changes. Now I'm guessing we might have 1 or 3 more years of anime only content, and it's a shame because the manga is lit, and yeah, they chose to do different paths. That's just, I'm sad. The last bit of information we have is regarding the future of Boruto, Sarada and Kashin Koji. At the same conference, Ikemoto stated that Boruto in the future will have a change in design and have shorter hair in the future because the current one is too difficult to draw. He also hinted on Sarada and Sasuke's future being interesting. Now I can't look too much into that because that literally means nothing, right? Fans even questioned him if Sarada will unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan, and he didn't answer. He also did not answer any questions regarding Kashin Koji because it's a close guarded secret in the writing departments and they don't want to say much information about the future. They also admitted regarding Himawari's future in Boruto that is still left unanswered and they're not sure what to do with her. I guess, I know I will make a video regarding this on what I think her potential could be. One day I'll make it, but I just have to get round to it.
Say it again, Dexter.
Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to let me know what you think in the comment section below. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter and make sure to hit the like button and check back on the channel for a definite video that's coming up on Thursday or Friday and 𝓞𝓿𝓮𝓻𝓼𝓮𝓭 too. See ya!